Hi everybody. So this is basically an introductory video that takes place the first day of class, and we're just going to talk about sort of what this course is about, what you're going to be doing, how you're going to be graded, all the things that you would have in a first day's lecture. And so what I've got here is Canvas, the student view, which is what you should be seeing when you open up your Canvas. And I have to admit, I haven't always been the best user of Canvas in the world. I really have always just used it to kind of gather homework and put out these announcements and stuff. But what I learned in the need to move to online teaching, at least for the last half of last semester, is that Canvas has a lot more to it than I've ever used, and so I'm trying to sort of take advantage of the opportunity while teaching online this summer to really get good at using Canvas as a learning management system and use it in a way that makes it easy for students to gain as much out of a course with as little effort as possible on the administrative side, so that you can focus your attention on actually learning the content. So on the student view, I've really minimized what you see over here. So really all you see is the home page, which is where all of your content is going to be delivered. And then you can go to the syllabus, and then you can look at your grades. And what I want to do is just kind of run through these the way that we would on a first day of class, talking about what the class is going to be about. So let's move to the syllabus now. Okay, so this course, right, Accounting for a Sustainable Business. This course really talks about, the real basics of both financial accounting, which is about developing the external reports that accountants put together for investors and for sort of the outside world. That's what financial accounting is. And then managerial accounting is how internal managers use the numbers that are generated by the accounting systems to help them make decisions. We're going to talk a little bit about startup financing. It happens to be my background. I was a small business consultant before I came to Keene State, and so I've done a lot of work with getting startups funded. And then, this is about accounting for a sustainable business. It's not necessarily about sustainability accounting, because that's a pretty technical and sort of upper level accounting field. It's more about, what does sustainability mean for a business? What do we have to take into consideration if we want to be sustainable, both strictly from a business sustainability standpoint, being able to continue forward, and also from, the more broad notion of sustainability, meaning being concerned about what's called the triple bottom line, people, planet, and profit. So we're gonna talk a lot about that stuff. This is the only finance and accounting class you are required to take as a management minor, and so we got to put a lot of information in there. I also want to make sure that I provide you with some understanding of how to use the important tools that managers need on a day-to-day basis, namely Excel. We'll be working in Excel. I'll have some instruction if you need instruction. The things about this class, people come to it from a very wide range of skill sets and wide range of things that they've done in the past, and so sometimes we'll have people that are information technology majors who could teach me a thing or two about Excel, and then we have people who are really, really math phobic and don't want to have anything to do with numbers. And so, somewhere in the middle, we just try to move everybody forward from where they're at. But again, focusing pretty heavily on using Excel. Now, in order to provide the content for this course, you are going to be using an online ebook along with a homework package, which is from Cengage. You may have used this for other classes at Keene State. Cengage now, they're the publisher, and they have a subscription model where for $119 a semester you get access to all of their materials. We'll be using a book called Survey of Accounting, and within the content of the Canvas modules, I provide you the link to get in there. There's a 2-week trial period for the Cengage unlimited product and for the Cengage Now homework package, which is what we need to use this for. Let's see, next thing in the syllabus. So this is like 8 modules. This course is 8 modules, which is a little bit lighter than what I do in a normal semester. We'll have about 10 weeks to get through it. I'm going to try to have deadlines and due dates so that everybody will keep moving forward. But I recognize, it's summertime, people might have things going on, or God forbid, somebody gets sick with this COVID or anything else actually. So I'm not going to be a real stickler about late penalties. I'm going to make sure that everybody keeps moving along. You can't possibly do all this work unless you keep up with it. But if you do your homework in the Cengage online homework package late, that'll just move directly into my grade book. If you do other assignments late, I'm going to have a different column in the grade book where you submit them so that I will be aware that they've come in late. That was one thing that I really struggled with last semester after we moved online, was keeping up with providing feedback for the students for their work as it was coming in at all sorts of straggling times because of the disruption. So I want to be able to set up a system so that I can get you all the feedback you deserve. Let's see, so that's about it for not it for the syllabus. So as far as how you're going to get graded, right over here, so there's going to be a fair amount of discussion in this class. That's 15% of your grade is going to be participation in these discussion boards. I'm going to have you listen to podcasts about building new businesses and sustainable businesses. We'll have a couple of exams online, open book, just to sort of reinforce the content. About 40% of your grade is going to be these quantitative homework assignments that are in the Cengage package. And then 25% of your grade are going to be these little Excel assignments. I'm going to have you hand in spreadsheets that you're going to use to work through the assignments, the quantitative assignments, and you'll find that makes your life a little bit easier. So that's what's on the syllabus. Now you'll notice this last section, which is concept checks at 0%. I'm going to hit that next. So if we go back to the home page. So I've got these, like I said, I was not the biggest Canvas user in the world, and now, oh boy, Canvas can do all sorts of things for you. For instance, one of the things it can do is it can require the students to actually complete the work. Right, so in order to move on from one module to the next, you have to complete all these items in the modules, right? So for this first orientation module, obviously you're watching this video right now, and so after you've done that, it will check off that you've done it. I'm gonna, of course, the course trailer was that thing that I made outside yesterday with the sun in my eyes. And the gunshots off in the distance. And then I'm also going to make a video about how to learn from videos, which I haven't made yet, but I will later this evening or first thing tomorrow. And then there's all these little activities that I want you to do this week. Put up a profile picture on Canvas so I can see your smiling faces. I'm going to have a little introductory, tell me something about yourself. Keep it clean. Don't tell me anything you wouldn't want your mother to know. And then you're going to have to go ahead and click through this link to get oriented to the online homework. And I'll show you that in a minute. Right now I want to stay on the student view. And actually I will click through it because I'll show you what you're going to see. So you can click through that, and it's a link, and it takes you out to Cengage. And what you'll have here is it's going to try to get you to sign up. You need to create an account. Now, if I sign in, it'll take me to something that you won't see, right? So this is where you would sign in or create an account. And then you get into the Cengage homework, which I'll show you in a minute. But let's see, where are we? Okay. And then I've got a little discussion prompt. I want you to talk to me. I can't even remember what it was that I asked you about. We're going to have some sort of a pinned module here. I've got a question and answer forum I'm going to try that this semester. I haven't tried it before this summer. But because we're not together in class, each student, like I would get emails over and over with the same question last semester after we moved online. So I figure, if you guys are comfortable, you could share your questions in this forum, and then if somebody has the same question, of course I'll be monitoring it and answering it. If somebody has the same question, they'd see the answer there. I also put up a little social forum. I don't know how it's going to go, but just if you guys want to like chit chat the way that you would in class normally, that is there as well. And another link that I've got up here is how to save and upload a file. I've also come to realize that a lot of students, particularly underclass students, have always worked exclusively in Google Docs, and Google Docs is great. There's a lot of pros and cons to it, but for this class, I need you to do things in Excel, and I need you to upload them onto Canvas in the right format from Excel. And then the other thing that you need to do this week, so you've got your little activities this week, and then the other thing you need to do, there's some math, just basic math. This is an assignment. It's through the Cengage platform. Basic math. This is not crazy pre-calc, advanced algebra, or anything like that. It's just, working with numbers, working with percentages, working with ratios, just kind of getting those synapses firing again. Then there's a couple of little Excel assignments. I've got videos explaining, sort of walking through the ebook that explains how to do everything you'll need for the assignments, and then the assignments themselves. I'm not sure how many of you will actually require the videos in order to be able to do the assignments, but they're there. The one thing I would note is that this Chapter 2 assignment has a pretty heinous calculation in it. So you might need to, even if you don't need the videos for anything else, you might need to go back and refer to either those or the book in order to be able to do that. And then we come to sort of the heart of the class, these modules. Now, I just wanted to note, right? You can't open this module. You won't see it on your student view until you have completed this stuff up here. Right? So it's got a prerequisite, the prologue. And then, right, all of these items are required, and they're required to go through sequentially, right? So the first thing you need to do is at least open up the page where I'm going to put a link to a little mini lecture about what's a sustainable business, and then there's going to be a little Canvas quiz where, you gotta just verify that you have a pulse and that you've kind of looked at the video, and before you can open up the next thing, how do businesses make money? And then there's a little concept check. Again, very low key. These are not added into your grade. They just are required for you to go through the content so that you don't wind up going through and trying to do the homework without having any of the background that you need. That will just lead to frustration all around. And unfortunately, the reason I'm making it like this is because I work one-on-one with students all the time, and they're, I love it. I love it when students come into my office hours. But sometimes they come into my office hours wanting help doing the homework when they haven't been to class and they haven't looked at the videos that I put up. I put up videos for all of my classes. And so, really they just want to do the homework because the homework is the only thing they're getting graded on, and they just want to do what they need to do to get that grade. And, it just leads to frustration all around when they're doing that. They get frustrated with me because I get frustrated with them. And so, I'm trying to use Canvas to make it so that we get around that. So these are all required. You have to do all these little concept checks, and then I show you how to actually physically write out the work that's needed for the homework, and then also show you how to do it in Excel, and then you get going on the actual homework for the chapter. So that's how this class is going to work. I know that some people, really do have fear around math. I get it. I'm very sympathetic. You know, I will work with anybody as much as you need to get you through this material. You know, you chose you chose a management minor, because you want to be a manager and you want to learn how to be a manager, and dealing with numbers is a very, very important part of being a manager. But I'm here for you. We will get through this. You will learn a lot of useful things. You might even find it interesting. And you know, we'll try to have some fun along the way. Okay? I guess that's enough.